from the Melbourne Cricket Ground, the first of 3 grand finals on this greatest day in Australian sport. To open proceedings, the VSFL Under-18 Grand Final, featuring the Geelong Falcons and the Northern Knights.
Morning everybody from the Melbourne Cricket Ground, Grand Final Day 1994. Play, of course, is already underway in the VSFL Under-18s Grand Final. And this year, it's the Grand Final between 2 teams who have won the contest in the last 2 seasons. The Northern Knights, the defending premiers, they won in 1993, and the Geelong Falcons, who were premiers in 1992. Northern got off to a pretty good start in the first quarter, but the Falcons pegged them back. They kicked the last 4 goals of the term, and they actually held the lead at quarter time. At quarter time, the scores on screen now, and in the first part of the second quarter, the Geelong Falcons have actually, well, stagnated a little bit, and Northern has answered the challenge pretty well. So it's a very good contest at this stage of the second term, and the grand final, our first today, Grand Final Day 1994, promises to be an absolute thriller. We're at the 16-minute mark now of the second quarter, so let's go to our central commentary position, and it's a very good morning to Peter McKenna and Don Scott.
Good morning, Pete. Good morning, Don.
Good morning to the 2 Peters.
And here's Dean Granger lining up for his second. He is a beautiful kick, and he is the son of Gary Granger. Bronco Granger used to play for the Bombers. And there's the kick. He might have hooked this one slightly. He has.
Still got a good kicking style. I like the way
and he moves well.
Yeah, my word, playing at centre-half forward. He's having a great battle with Hamley.
Well, they lead by 5 points, Northern. The goal kickers for Geelong Falcons, 2 to Glenn Hanegraaff, 1 to Tony Brown, 1 to Travis Agg. And for Northern, we've had 2 to Anthony Rocker, and 1 to Dean Granger, 1 to Gary Moorcroft, and 1 to Matthew Winther. There's a flying for the mark out there with Danny Stevens. Couldn't take it. It's been a very high standard game.
Well, it's been a good standard game between these youngsters. And certainly Northern was certainly desperate early.
Now here's Rocker, brother of Severio, on to Adam Smith. Smith in towards the pocket. The lead is on, and it finds the target. And Granger again. A very good lead for a big boy.
He's kicked all his scores in the second quarter, Granger. 1 goal, 2. As I mentioned, playing on Hamley. And Hamley is a good player as well, so it's an interesting battle. There's some interesting battles actually around this ground today.
So Granger stabs it in low and puts it through for his second. So Northern getting on top. Last year's premiers, coached by Keithy Burns, chairman of selectors Max Richardson, and they're starting to get on top. 41 plays 30, Don.
Yes, well, Granger has played the 15 games this year for Northern, and in those 15 games he's kicked 36 goals. He's played at centre-half forward for most of that time. It's a good effort to kick that many goals from there. He also played with Melbourne and Collingwood in the second side, the VCFL seconds.
Well, that was a hit out by Nathan Saunders. Rocker is dominating the rucks, though. Anthony Rocker, that was contested trying to get it forward for Northern, but eventually Geelong go towards centre wing. Here's Peter Bird, a very, very quick player, this fella. Boy, took too long to get rid of it. Should have used his pace. There's a hand pass by Winther, who's been excellent in this term. He's trying to get it to Polly, and the umpire's going to ping him for holding the ball here. It was a good tackle, Don. So it's a kick to go to the Falcons. Geelong bring it to centre wing. He's looking for Bird. And
Bird might have been going then.
He's blessed with enormous pace, this boy. It's a kick to half forward. The ball hits the deck. Smith is there. This is the son of Kevin Smith, the former great AFL umpire. Brings it to centre wing, and the mark has been taken by Danny Stevens. He's the top goal kicker. He broke his leg earlier in the year. He's the top goal kicker for Northern, and from centre wing he brings it down to full forward. Oh, good play. Punched away from Granger. Could have been too. There's Mangan. Shoved it across. It's hooked back in front of goal. No mark. And Geelong might be able to get away with this ball at half-back. There's a lot of pressure in this match.
This is what Northern were doing early, putting a lot of pressure across half forward. Geelong were handballing, not creatively, but desperately, trying to get something going. So it was good play by those Northern fellows early, and now they're starting to recapture that desperation.
Good to see Clinton Peake, number 17, back on the ground, who went off under the blood rule about 5 minutes ago. Now, Northern go forward again through Polly, and Hurry kick is out on the full, and that kick down there was from number 36, Robert Powell.
Now the Falcons trying to regroup. Had a good second half of the first quarter. This is Richardson, who really does look a good player. Key centre-half forward, centre-half back. Kicks into the man on the mark. Got a little bit too close to him there. Geelong, very pacey side, and they'll try to use that pace to good advantage. This is Gorman. Good tackle by Contessa. Ball spills free, comes out to Moorcroft, the 1994 Morris Medal winner, picked up by Carousella at midfield. He goes for the hand pass, and they swing into attack again, Northern, up towards full forward. No mark taken in that marking contest down there, and the numbers through Geelong.
It's Henley.
Get it out towards half-back. It's a kick away by Bird. Attempting to mark as Mangan. Applying the tackle as Richardson. It's a Falcons ball, kicked inside 50. A foot race down there, and off the knees of Lucas, it's out of bounds for a throw-in. 45 metres from goal, and the Falcons looking for a goal here. They haven't put one through this quarter. It was 4-4 to 2-3 at quarter time, and the difference now out to 11 points in favour of Northern. A boundary throw-in. Northern ball underneath it.
Oh, he's hurt himself too, but Peter Bird. Desperate act. That was Bird.
Adam Smith has got the football. Long hand pass. Contessa again. Tries to square the ball, and getting back on his feet is Peter Bird. He seems to be okay, but a very heavy knockdown there. Number 40 is Fletcher. Kick away.
Well done, Collins
from Dyer. And Collins has taken the mark.
Good player, Collins.
And Collins, there's some terrific matchups here today.
Collins in the right back pocket.
This one between Collins and Lucas is a great battle.
Yeah, good battle that. Lucas had a couple of opportunities in the first quarter. Looking for a free kick was Hanegraaff in the back. Umpire says no. Richardson again with a hand pass. Oh, put his teammate under the Hanegraaff under a little bit of pressure. Did well to get a hand pass. The snap at goal wasn't bad. And that came from, I think it was Travis Agg.
They should have made more of that, though. They had a loose men everywhere. Geelong, they didn't capitalise.
4-7 to 6-5, 10 points the difference. 6 minutes left in the term.
Well, that's Clayton giving it to Christian Pascoe. Pascoe finds Polly, who's been pretty impressive. Back to Pascoe. Centre wing. Oh, good mark.
And in front.
Yeah, good mark. Down Nathan Saunders, the ruckman. Seems to be pretty good overhead. There's
Rocker,
Rocker.
very confident, trying to take that mark from behind, but he has taken some good marks. He's a very dominant player at the moment, Rocker.
So Nathan Saunders, a nice-looking drop punt towards half forward. The pack develops. Or not good, mate. Tony
Tackle.
Brown trying to break the tackle, but he was gang tackled from all angles and couldn't break it. He's kicked one, Tony Brown. All-Australian Teal Cup representative, will play for Geelong cricket side tomorrow, so a real all-rounder. Also, Chris Hemley, number 21, is an All-Australian under-17 cricketer, so it's a bit of talent out here, general sporting talent with the boys. Mangan goes for the punch. Socket off the ground by Mangan. Back towards the pocket. Lucas, as Don said, having a good battle with Collins.
It's another good thing about Lucas playing at full forward, and a lot of these youngsters have got that quality, and I hope they never lose it, is they're prepared to fight on. He's a big fellow, but he's just not relying on his height. He's using mobility. He got down on the ground and he held that ball up, and it's great to see, and I hope, as I said, they never lose that ability, these young fellows.
10 points the difference. Latter stages of the first half, and the ball out of bounds with a clearing kick 50 metres from goal. 19 degrees expected top. It's lumbering to 11 at the moment. Quite cool conditions for our first grand final today, the VSFL under-18s. Free kick goes to Gorman. This is Hanegraaff. They can get hold of it. He was almost legged there. Reeling out of the pack was Lowther. Oh, real scramble here. He goes into a player tackle again, Lowther. And the umpire has decided on a bounce, which will take place 40 metres from goal. Falcons goalless in the second quarter so far. They've added only 3 behinds. And Northern have come back well with 4 goals. Northern kicking the first 2 goals of the match. Geelong answered with 4 in a row. But they've, as I said, stagnated since then on the scoring line. quick kick. Now the back up towards full forward. Lucas, almost a one-hander. Good effort. Tries a hand pass. Now, who have they got in the goal square? Nobody, it seems. Now, Hannah Grant.
Free.
That was against Moorcroft. The umpires have let it go. He didn't have the ball, and he was also taken too high, so a little bit stiff there.
Was he ever?
And Northern are going to get clear. Kick up towards midfield. Good ruckman. This Saunders comes from Belpost Hill Football Club. And he's got it onto his partner in crime there in Chris Hemley.
He's an impressive young player too.
Same footy club. A little bit of interference there. Coming away was Clayton. Almost, I should say, coming away was Clayton. And they tie it up in front. Now it comes out to Michael Polly, who's been very impressive. This is the fullback, Matthew Collins. Good long looping hand pass onto Ducey. Oh, he's well tackled there by Dyer. Ball jarred free in the tackle. It's out of bounds on centre wing. And we will see a throw-in in front of the fast-filling AFL members stand.
So 4-7 to 6-5. Northern have had much the better of this quarter. Geelong are falling down in attack, where the Northern defence is getting right on top. Number 10 is Travis Agg. Now, they've got to do something with this attacking foray as they go forward again to the half-forward line, or racing after it was Luke Gotten. Couldn't quite hang on to it, and it stumped away over the line. Half-forward for Geelong. A goal just before half-time would be invaluable to them. Now, let's watch the ruck contest again. Mangan against Richardson. Richardson won it. A quick kick comes down towards Smith. Smith kicks it towards the centre of the ground. It's all Geelong. Oh, they can't take the mark. Hemley was there. Number 15 is Matthew Winther, who's had a very good quarter. Polly's been most impressive. It's knocked on. And the Geelong Falcons go forward again. They need someone to take a grab and kick a goal down here. Good play. That was by Caracella. And Northern again do well in defence.
Well done.
Yes, excellent football. As a hand pass comes over from Hanegraaff to Agg, and the kick right down towards the forward pocket. Oh, desperate play by Taylor, who's shown some high marking ability in this term. Collins desperately works it forward. Grabbed by his opponent, in fact, Lucas, who centres the ball, hooks it with the left foot. Christian Pascoe will mop up here, and he chips it back towards half-back, and there's too strong in defence at the moment as Clayton gives off a hand pass to Pascoe, and away they go, and this is through Adam Contessa.
Contessa kicks to Rocker, and their defence has really tightened up Northern in this quarter. Looked as though Geelong were going to run over them. No, it hasn't turned out that way. Northern have been very, very good. Kicked by Winther up towards full forward. Oh, good mark. That's Granger, Dean Granger, the son of former Essendon player Gary Granger.
Actually, that ball came from Whitnell. As Peter mentioned earlier, his father played. Yes, played for Carlton.
Yep, good player,
Number 13, a red-headed fellow. Centre.
So Dean Granger directly in front. And he's kicked a goal.
Prime plays all the big game movies.
You're planning something.
Brace yourself.
That's what you're really looking for.
I thought you'd be bigger.
The interest in her is purely professional.
Man, it's crazy.
Let me out of the car!
Just do it.
You might even like it.
Keep going, because I'm going to be there.
Watch them in the safety of your own home, starting Sunday with Cody on Prime.
15 points in favour of Northern. 20 seconds to go till half-time. Here's Adam Smith hooking it back towards the half-forward line. Geelong desperately trying to get it forward. This player has been quite impressive, Clinton Peake. But as we said, Northern have really picked up in defence. Taylor gets it wide, a further hand pass. Here's a chance for Peake as he kicks on the siren. I think it'll be paid. Yes, I think it'll be paid. A goal, yes, just before the siren. I think the umpire was right. And what a handy one to Geelong. They needed it.
Well, they certainly did. Their only goal of the quarter, and they got it right on the bell. Played well in the latter stages of the second term. They led at quarter time 4-4 to 2-3. And at half-time, it's Northern, though, in front. The Northern Knights, defending champions, 7-5 to 5-7.
Is how to stop their food going on. But down here,
Oh, pretty good game, isn't it?
It's a very high standard game, and a lot of these players will end up playing AFL football, I would think, because this year 28 players from this competition made their debut out of the under-18 competition, which in the AFL, which is not a bad effort.
Okay, well, there it is at half-time. A 10-point break to the Northern Knights, the reigning premiers, leading Geelong Falcons 7-5 to 5-7.
The biggest match of the year, the AFL's Grand Final, coming soon.
I work out regularly, but not before warming up. I run a removals business, so I get the guys to limber up before they lift anything. Saves my claims costs, because it saves their backs.
Work covers working to stop injuries.
Looking to update your motoring and improve your lifestyle? You need to go where power meets style, where ease of driving and peace of mind is the key, where the power has surged, where escape is not just a dream, where hard work is made easy, where the future is redesigned and redefined, and where service standards are recognized as amongst the highest in the region. Where? Ballarat Toyota, where you can really negotiate a deal. Ballarat Toyota, where they want your business and they are prepared to pay for it.
On September 15, Adelaide Entertainment and Universal Pictures presents...
Fred Flintstone,
You've arrived. The Flintstones.
When you buy any 2 4-litre cans of Dulux paint from the painter's pot, 4 litres of jelly beans are yours free. And to make it even more tasty, inside every can of jelly beans, there's a scratch ticket with the chance to win a zippy Mazda 121. Painting has never looked so sweet. The Dulux Giant Jelly Bean Giveaway. It's now on at the painter's pot. 4 litres of jelly beans with any 2 4-litre cans of Dulux.
There's a world of colour at the painter's pot.
Hi, I'm Ian Nolte, and these are my partners Greg Burke and Peter Chapman, and this is one of our 3 big shops in Ballarat. We've been baking pies in Western Victoria and Ballarat for 45 years, and we are Ballarat's own. We bake here daily so that our pies, pasties and cakes go straight from the oven to you. Just look at this terrific fresh selection we're making every day, including our bigger and better pie. Nolte's Bakery, there's a shop or supermarket outlet near you.
On the 1st of July this year, Central Highlands Water introduced the new User Pays tariff system for its domestic customers. The next round of bills, covering the period from the 1st of July to the date on the water notice, will be sent out from the 1st of November. Customers will have 60 days to pay this bill at any Central Highlands Water office or any branch of the Commonwealth Bank. Call Central Highlands Water toll-free on 1800 061 514 during business hours for more information.
Holden's 4x4 Rodeo, the leading one-tonner designed to make light work of any job. The Rodeo's got what you want from just $21,999. A strong 2.6-litre petrol or superpower with 2.8-litre diesel. It comes with a longer wheelbase and the biggest tray. While power steering, 16-inch wheels and limited slip diff keep the power on the ground. Drive the Holden Rodeo at your local dealer, David Reed Ararat, Callaghan Warrnambool and Reynolds Holden Portland.
A lot of people exercise at the gym, but we all do it at work. The boss gets us to warm up before we start, and it's better by a long stretch.
Work covers working to stop injuries.
Good quarter by the Northern Knights, the reigning premiers from the VSFL under-18s. They turned it around well after trailing by 2 goals at quarter time, kicking 5 goals, 2 in the second term, and the only goal kicked by the Geelong Falcons right on the siren. They added 1 goal, 3 to trail by 10 points at half-time.
This match is part of the Foster's 1994 AFL Premiership season.
Great day, grand final day, 1994, a steadily filling Melbourne Cricket Ground, and we'll be seeing over 90,000 fans here roaring themselves hoarse a little bit later on during the course of the day. A terrific competition too, our marks of the year. Let's check on how that works right now.
The 7 Sports Mitsubishi Mark of the Year. Your phone vote could win you a Magna V6 Executive. Just dial the phone number you wish to vote for. Mark 1, Tony Modra, Adelaide. Mark 2, Gary Ablett, Geelong. Mark 3, James Cook, Carlton. Mark 4, Ashley McIntosh, West Coast. Mark 5, John Barnes, Geelong.
Well, some great grabs there, and if you want to vote for 1 or 2 or whatever number of those, the telephone number's on the left of screen. 0055 60681 for Modra, 682 for Gary Ablett, for Cook 83, McIntosh 84, and Barnes 85. If you can't get through, don't worry, because you have until 4 o'clock this afternoon to cast your vote. Some great grabs there. And a player who took some sensational marks in his VFL/AFL career, Don Smith.
Sensational. I couldn't get
I did remember you taking one. It was in 1979, was it, or thereabouts?
You've got to put their fingers quite over it. But it's a terrific game we've got here between these youngsters. They're under-18 players from Northern and Geelong. And some terrific battles out there in contest, Peter.
It's a good standard game, isn't it?
My word. And we'll start off with Hemley from Geelong and also Granger. Centre-half back, centre-half forward. Granger's been moved down to the back line. But Granger's done well, particularly that quarter, kicked all his scores then. But Hemley's also been very impressive.
He's quite mobile, isn't he, for a big fella?
Well, my word. And also Lucas, the full forward at Geelong, and Collins, the full back for Northern. That's been a terrific battle as well. And good players. There are other players that have come under note. Richardson, a centre-half forward, who's usually centre-half forward, floats across, does a bit of ruck work for Geelong. Taylor, a half-forward flanker, he's the captain. Bird also hit the ball pretty hard coming off half-back and unfortunately went off the ground injured. But he was very impressive. And also, yes, and Hanegraaff is another player that's impressed me, an untidy kick. But he's certainly got on. This young fellow here, Winter, shown a bit of courage. There's 2 effort, that mark there, and another one just following. Another incident of play. He showed a lot of courage. Rocker, the player that was instrumental. Here he is here. Probably the best player on the ground, Rocker. The only criticism I've got with Rocker is the fact that he does clench his fist. If he was to open up his hand, he'd be terrific, but he's using his mobility as a big fellow. He's showing aggression. He's got the mobility to follow up with a second effort, and that's Granger putting through another goal. As I mentioned, all his goals came, or scores came in the second quarter, but he was moved down to the back line. I don't know the reason why. I'd be interested to see where he goes back on the forward line, but he is finishing particularly well. This is just before half-time. The kick, so I just don't know whether the siren went at the right time there. I thought it went just before he kicked the ball.
Well, it was when the umpire hears it, Scotty, isn't it? That's the decision. A good kick anyway by Peak to get the goal, and they badly needed one.
Well, yeah, as you can see, their side's pretty desperate. I'm really impressed with the way they're going about it, and that's evidenced by the centre breaks there. They're even, 6 apiece. The tackling has been ferocious. It's been very, very good, and that's not a true indication of tackles 2 and 4, because the Northern side were particularly good across half forward, really held Geelong up in the first part of the first quarter. Then Geelong took over, but it was evident again in the second quarter the way that Northern tackled hard across their half forward line and really threw the Geelong side into a little disarray there. They just weren't as polished or composed as they should have been.
28 VSFL under-18 players made their debut this year, and Chris Scott for Brisbane won the Norwich Rising Star Award, so a few of the stars in the making out there. OK, we'll take a break from the MCG. 10 points the difference at half-time in the VSFL under-18 Grand Final.
Who'll be king of the mountain in 94? Bathurst, only on 7, tomorrow from 8.
My blokes have always had the muscle, but the work cover people reckon that's not enough. We all had to get fitter, they said. Helps cut the strain, and it works for the blokes and for the business.
Work covers working to stop injuries.
3D brightens up your life. Brush up your home with 3D.
If you need paint or paper or the tools of the trade, top brands, price advice, well, you've got it made. 3D's the place that'll give you much more, because they're backed by the strength of 100 stores. So next time you need to get the job done, remember 3D, because they're #1.
3D brightens up your life. Brush up your home with 3D.
Cycle City, mate. Cycle City, mate. Cycle City, mate.
There's only one way to stop everyone telling you about Cycle City. Family cycles, races, BMX and exercise bikes. They're sure to have a bicycle to suit you, and accessories galore. Bikes you can afford to enjoy. Armstrong Street North, Ballarat.
Cycle City, mate.
Discover and enjoy the wonderful range of French fragrances and perfumes at Wendouree Village Pharmacy. The special range of exquisite fragrances will capture the essence of every woman. After all, we all love to feel special, and that's exactly how you are made to feel by the friendly, helpful staff at Wendouree Village Pharmacy. There's nothing like the subtle scent of a man's aftershave to trigger a memory or create one, and the man in your life is more than cared for. At Wendouree Village Pharmacy, you can select a fragrance that will capture the real you. Wendouree Village Pharmacy, your centre for fragrances and perfumes.
Life is competitive, and at Winter & Taylor we kept that competitive edge by offering the best possible value for your motoring dollar. Winter & Taylor is Western Victoria's biggest Holden and Isuzu dealer, with over 200 new and used vehicles in stock. It's really worth taking the time to check our deal. We're super competitive on new cars, and our comprehensive range of quality used cars carry a full 5-year VACC warranty. Check us out. Contact me personally at Winter & Taylor in Mercer Street, Geelong.
Don't miss out. Make your Christmas dining decision now at Country Design. There's pine dining settings from a low $3.99. Cottage settings for only $5.75. Colonial pine dining from $7.95. Old Baltic pine settings an incredible $8.99. And this Victorian ash table with chairs exclusive to Country Design, a low $9.95. For great dining at great prices, it's Country Design, Ballarat and Bendigo.
Spend most of your day sitting in one spot. You get stiff muscles, sore back. Now each shift the boss gets us to exercise. No more sprains and strains. So hey, it works.
Work covers working to stop injuries.
And welcome back. That's looking at the Melbourne Cricket Ground from the Regent Hotel, a terrific place to stay in grand final week as we zoom in on where all the action's going to be today. Half-time in the VSFL Under-18s grand final, and the score showing a 10-point advantage to the defending premiers, the Northern Knights, 7-5-47, leading the Geelong Falcons, who won the title the year previous, 5-7-37 at the main change. Let's check Don on some of the stats to half-time now. And, well, some great players we've seen in action. They're going to be in action probably in senior ranks in a few years' time. You mentioned a few of them. Let's check on how they number up.
Yes, well, Hannah Graff, as I mentioned, 6 and 2, an untidy kick, but he certainly knows where the ball's going. He's played 2 years in this under-18 competition. As a 15-year-old, he's got a lot of class, a lot of potential. Brown there, you can see there, 12. Let me see who else I can pick out. Richardson, 3 and 3, but he has moved particularly well, Richardson. I've been impressed with him, although his stats don't really stand out. Lucas, he was their full forward, yes. 4 and 1, but again, the way he moves just does impress. Brown, no, Browning. Bird was the fellow that went off in just before half-time, and I really like the way he attacked the ball. He really did have a purple patch there for a while.
OK, there was Geelong. Let's check on Northern now. Their captain standing out there, Christian Pascoe.
Yes, and, you know, they're class players, these captains. They mature early. They've just got that little bit of composure. Let's hope he can go on, Christian Pascoe.
Three at the top there actually have been good, haven't they? Dean Granger.
And also Rocker. And Rocker's playing in the ruck. And as you can see there, they're very, very impressive stats for a first-half player. 8-2, 5 marks. And as you can see there, he's kicked 2 goals and had 12 hit-outs. I mean, that is impressive stuff. He is an impressive youngster, a very big fellow.
OK, thank you, Don. And speaking of big fellows, we've got another one to go down to the boundary line now. And guess who it is? Matty Campbell.
Good.
Good morning, Matty. You set your alarm clock OK?
Yes, I did. I was up here very early kicking the dew off with the boys. And it's great to be here on grand final day.
Yeah, terrific atmosphere. What actually is the ground like? A little bit of dew down there. The boys seem to be handling it pretty well.
Yeah, there was a little bit earlier on, but it seems to be drying out pretty well now. They've done a little bit of repair work on the ground. There's a lot of little tufts of grass that they've sort of potholed around the place, but in general, the ground is in good nick, and it should be perfect come the big one this afternoon.
And Matt, did you get into the rooms, relevant camps?
Yeah, I just couldn't hear that question, but because of the siren went off just then.
Did you get into the rooms? That's what he was saying.
Yeah, I got into the rooms at half-time. A marked difference between the two sides. Terry Bright immediately grabbed his players and took them into the rooms and berated them for their second quarter effort as far as dropping off the pace. And in the northern rooms, they're quite happy, quite vocal, trying to keep up their performance of that second quarter. So they're pretty pleased with the way they're going.
Terrific. OK, Matty, we'll get back to you a little bit later on. Now, we've been going through these just a minutes, Scotty, haven't we? We had yours.
Yeah.
And we're now going to see what Gerard Healy has to say. Let's spend just a minute with him.
Carl Dittrich. Well, it'd be winning the Brownlow medal and probably on a par with winning a premiership for Edith Vale Aspendale in 1978. Well, I think I would have played a host of sports, a few water sports, windsurfing and golf and tennis. Jack of all trades and master of none, I would suggest. Oh, probably my one would. Play school. There is absolute peace in our house when play school's on. Try and turn it into 3. Probably Michael Tuck. Greg Williams is the most outstanding favourite for many years. And obviously West Coast would be the dark horse.
Rex Gorell Ford, Victoria's largest Ford volume dealer, is having a help sale. Due to record new Falcon sales, he's swamped with quality trade-ins like 50 EB and ED Falcons, all sacrificed to clear. Help yourself to this 92 model Falcon GL at only $17,990, and there's 30 lasers to choose from. Help yourself to this 92 KH laser hatch at only $15,990. All vehicles are covered with a 12-month full new car warranty, so drive down to Geelong and help yourself. Rex Gorell Ford, Australia's record-breaking Ford dealer.
Did you make all the other salesmen jealous?
Oh, it was fantastic. What he says he does is a bore.
Whenever I can't sleep, I just ask him to tell me about his day.
What he really does... Sir? Here's my invitation. ...is a secret.
It's not like he's saving the world or anything.
His country needs him.
Put me through to the White House. Is he in? Harry's in a sales meeting, Mrs. Tasker.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis. True Lies.
Your local Retrovision store is the place for the latest in communications technology. Telecom Slimline phone, $59. Telecom answering machine, $97. Telecom Freedom 200 cordless phone, $249. Panasonic pocket-sized model, $349. Samsung budget-priced home fax phone, $599. Telecom SmartFax 2000, $799. Telecom SmartFax 3000, $999. Panasonic professional home or office model, $1,099. Top value from your local Retrovision store, where top brands cost less.
There's 5 good reasons to have your sign writing done by Gary Howden Signs. You get professional results. You see the design before your work's done. And they travel anywhere in Western Victoria. Call now for more good reasons to get your sign writing from Gary Howden Signs.
Taste the difference. Try a Kerman's hamburger made with everything fresh. You'll love their chili burgers, hot chips and hot and cold drinks. There's a fast service home delivery too. Taste the best taste Kerman's. Warrnambool's top snack spot, 151 Lava Street.
See Messer & Opie for R.M. Williams, the original Bushman's Outfitters. See the specialists at Messer & Opie for all your quality R.M. Williams gear, including boots, moleskins, leather patch jeans, drills and more. R.M. Williams, available from Messer & Opie, Bridgemore, Ballarat.
As winter takes hold, so do the coughs and colds. Who can help? Your local Chemmart chemist can. From big winter sneezes to little winter sniffles, with Chemmart cold and flu capsules that offer fast relief free from drowsiness. Or the Chemmart range of cough mixtures that help dry up those winter sniffles, ease congestion and soothe that troublesome cough. This winter relax, knowing that Chemmart winter remedies will help soothe cold and flu symptoms for all your family. We're more than just a chemist, we're a Chemmart.
Ponting's helped me do this. Ponting's can do custom cutting for any job. Ponting's helped me here too. Pontings have saved me time and money through locally made roof trusses. Pontings lend a hand with the largest range of timber in the southwest, and they deliver.
For all tools, timber and hardware, it's Pontings Warrnambool.
Rex Gurrell Ford, Rex Gurrell BMW, Rex Gurrell Nissan, Rex Gurrell Honda, Barwin Mitsubishi. Your next car is in Geelong.
And welcome back to the MCG. Play just about to resume after the half-time break in the VSFL under-18. Scores are 10 points the difference in favour of Northern, 7-5-47, leading Geelong 5-7-37. That's, of course, followed by the VSFL Grand Final, North and Footscray, and the big game, West Coast and Geelong. The third quarter of the VSFL Under-18 Grand Final, 10 points the difference in favour of the reigning champions, the Northern Knights. Chance for Brown for Geelong. The Falcons got a goal right on the half-time siren. They'll like another one here. This is Nick Barr. Gets it down to Baxter. In pursuit is Carosella. A quick hand pass away. Snapshot down there by Agg. He's put it through. No, he hasn't put it through. It's out of bounds.
Well, very fortunate for Agg because he really didn't look at the goals when he was letting that go, but he's got the free kick. And here he is going back. He's already kicked a goal, I think.
Yes, Don, he's got one.
Yes, and that was in the first quarter.
And a bad blow for the Geelong side. We noticed that Gavin Colville, who had to undergo a fitness test on Thursday night, is still on the bench. So obviously the hamstring hasn't come up as expected. That's a bad blow for them. He's their leading possession gatherer this year. Agg has a shot at goal. Oh, what a kick.
Magnificent.
Great goal.
Well, that was a terrific goal. He's a goal-kicking half forward.
That's just the one they needed. So 2 quick goals, one at the end of the second term and one to start the third. And they're very much well back in this contest now.
And he kicked outside the white line and a left-footer, Don. So that is a brilliant
That's his third goal.
That's team lifting stuff.
2 goals in the first quarter by Travis Agg.
Well, 4 points the margin only now. Northern in front. Oh, look at that bump by Rocker right down towards half forward. Northern, Hemley tried to knock it on. A good play in the finish as he gets it towards his teammate down there, Richardson, but the umpire lets it go, and the ball has hit the post. That quick kick.
That was Smith.
So Smith almost putting it through.
He played last year, actually.
He did, and it was a very good player. Adam Smith. So 5 points. It's anyone's game. This is Rod Nichols.
Granger's back at full forward too for Northern.
Nichols, we saw him kick a couple of beautiful long kicks early. See what he does with this. Oh, yes, look at that. That must have travelled about 55, 60 metres. A big thump on his. Gary Moorcroft latching onto it, the Morris medal winner. Onto his left boot and brings it back towards the pocket. A free kick down the field. And it will be a Northern kick. So
Terry let that go. He was pushed over. Moorcroft.
Well, Terry Bright will not be happy with that because 50-metre penalties can really cost you now. This looks like it's Winther bringing it in towards the pocket to Granger, who's right on the boundary line. He's a pretty good kick. He's looking to centre this, which is good thinking by the youngster.
Kicked 3 goals.
Well, and unselfishly, he's looking around for a better option. He's being forced now, or he can chip it in now, but he's electing to have the set kick. He stabs it in low. It's a good-looking kick, and it's a goal.
Tonight, hit the slopes in one of the world's first indoor ski centres. Cook the fastest pasta recipe of all time.
Voila! And you'll never guess what's inside there.
Explore some special little attractions on the great outdoors. Tonight on Prime.
Tonight, look out for Clint Eastwood and Jeff Bridges.
You're the Thunderbolts!
They like action. They love women.
Get your hands on the wheel!
And you're going to love...
You can't stop this thing once you start.
Thunderbolt on Lightfoot, 9:30 tonight on Prime.
Granger kicking his 4th goal to make the difference again, 11 points. Opportunity for Peake to apply a tackle, and it's going to be Ducey for Northern. Spirals the punt kick down towards the centre half forward position. Oh, good mark taken by Browning. Tries to get it onto a teammate quickly, but Mangan's in the road. He gives it away to Adam Smith. Smith chips it out towards left half forward.
Oh, smart.
Oh, clever. Was that a
They
throw?
said a throw.
Granger. Well,
oh, I don't know. But then again, it's hard to do those over the head without throwing. But
yeah, correct.
I thought he got a fist.
So did I, Don. Peak underneath it, has to try to beat two of them. He can't do so. That was Moorcroft. A quick hand pass comes out in the direction of Haydock. That's out of bounds, or is it? No. Smith still got it. He's kept it in play. Adam Smith, the captain of Northern, should be able to run this out, the Falcons, and they will.
Great play by Peak a moment ago.
Very talented player and a good kick as well, as we've noticed. This is Jeremy Dyer getting the ball to half forward. Lucas had it. Collins was right behind, pressuring. He almost took the mark. Snapshot at goal by Taylor. Has it bounced through? I think it has. Great kick for full points. Scott Taylor, the captain. That's his first goal, and they needed that one, Geelong. 7-7 now to 8-6. Terrific game of footy.
Yes, well, Lucas could have been given the free kick just here as Collins came out. The hand in the back. But then Taylor following up, and we saw Taylor in the second quarter. He has got a magnificent leap. He took a screamer from behind and then a very strong mark in front of the pack.
And it was a nice hand pass given by Sean Baxter.
That's better by Rocker. He started to open his hand up now at the centre bounce.
Well, they're getting a new lease of life here. Good punch on by Travis Agg towards half court. Here's Baxter.
Collins.
Oh, they went in hard at the ball. Moorcroft gets it wide to Smith. Smith looking for an option out there, and he's found one. That's Dean Haydock. Now, Northern go forward again. There's only a kick in this game towards the half-forward line. Pressure put on. That's good pressure by Rod Nichols, the full-back. Still in play, though, as Northern racing after it. Number 20 you see out there is Danny Stevens. Look at the desperation. It's a grand final, all right, as the kids race in after it. Winther gets it further afield, and Northern bring it in towards full forward.
Now, why wasn't that a free kick?
Well, they've let a few go as Nichols gives a hand pass further afield. Here's the man, Nigel Brown, who took a great mark a moment ago.
Northern, the real pressure cross half forward.
But Geelong have lifted a little bit here, Don. Oh, look at they racing after it. No mark as the hand pass is given across by Caracella. Northern go to the half on courage. That was enormous courage because he was going to cop it. That was Danny Stevens, the top goal kicker of the year. And he held his ground, Don.
Yes, Browning coming from behind, and Browning doing the right thing, attempting to spoil, but as you mentioned, holding his ground well. As you can see there, limping. Danny Stevens.
Well, he had a broken leg earlier.
He's one of those youngsters that's going to that camp, the talent camp before the AFL draft. A lot of these under-18s are in a talent camp at the Kings Club out at Wantirna. Be an intense weekend for them.
So Danny Stevens from about 48 metres won't quite make the distance, or will it? No, it won't. And, it's a mark though to Granger. Too good, too tall and too good. And he will kick for his 5th goal.
Played a couple of reserve grade games, Granger, with Collingwood and Essendon. Collingwood and Melbourne, I should say.
So Dean Granger opens up the goals and puts it through for goal number 5.
I was drunk.
It was an accident.
I was drunk.
But you didn't mean to.
Dreading that next big move, either interstate or locally? Let Thompson's Furniture Removals and Storage of Warrnambool make it easier. You can trust them with your antiques and pianos, and they cater for long and short-term storage. With regular trips to Queensland, you can't go past Thompson's for your next move. Call them today.
Dean Granger, who comes from Layla or Lawler, depending on what school you went to, his 5th goal. Son of Gary Granger, used to play for Essendon. The difference back to 11 points in the VSFL under-18.
Oh, Rocker's doing it himself again.
Clashes with Brown. Opportunity for Bird to paddle it forward. It's picked up by Hanegraaff. The umpire had paid a free kick. The advantage rule paid. He's chipped it out toward the centre wing position.
The umpire paid the mark.
Paid the mark.
He did. He blew the whistle. He just anticipated.
Early.
Yes, exactly right. The umpire made a mistake, but he's got to pay it.
So Fletcher with the mark.
Oh, now he was pushed under the ball.
Caracella was the offender, but the umpire elects to let play go. Ducey's taken the mark. He'll get on his bike pretty quickly, and he does. Spears the pass in towards the edge of the centre square. Nobody can take it. It's a foot race out towards centre wing, picked up by Mangan. He's gone for a hand pass. Tries to find a teammate close to centre wing. That was Stevens right on the boundary line. It's taken over, and it will be a throw-in. So good pressuring by both sides there as the ball crosses the ground from one side to the other. And the wings on both sides. Spectators are plenty because we have the MCC members on the northern side and the AFL on the other. The difference 11 points.
And incidentally, Pete, one of the umpires is Gavin Della, the son of Billy Della.
Billy, of course, the director of umpiring. Saw him on Wednesday when they announced all the umpires for today's match.
And Jared Canizay, the other field umpire.
Oh, that's a free kick.
Good leap. Peake's got it, or should I say he had it. Hand pass comes to Lowther. Lowther kicks from a standing start, out of bounds, not on the full. It bounced just inside the line, and the throw-in will take place 65 metres from goal, right in front of that.
We just mentioned, Peter, these boys that are in this training camp, the elite training camp. Tony Brown from Geelong, Chris Hemley, also Geelong, Sean Baxter and Scott Lucas for Northern. We've got Danny Stevens, Blake Caracella, Daniel Harford and Anthony Rocker. Now, those are all the fellows that obviously are going to be drafted this year, so they've got to look out for them. They've got a lot of potential.
Smith gets it to Stevens. Punch away by Richardson. Haydock leads in the race for the ball. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't. Just in front of his opponent down there, Glenn Hanegraaff, the 16-year-old, and it's out of bounds.
Richardson started off as centre-half forward. Now he's down the back line on Granger, so they've been forced into that move. Oh, the big jump over the top for Geelong was by Jeremy Dyer. Hand pass out wide was by Peake. Here's Dyer again. Peake, he's been most impressive as he brings it towards the centre of the ground. They need the next goal, but oh, good mark. No, the excellent mark taken for Northern by Luke Godden. He gets it to Christian Pascoe. So a hand pass comes back. Here's a chance. It's Tony Brown. He's kicked a goal already, and he kicks it long. A one-on-one contest. And a good mark, yes! Brilliant mark taken by Lucas. Scott Lucas. They've had a terrific battle, Lucas and Collins. Look at this. Keeps his eyes on it, Don.
Yes, and it was Tony Brown who got it down there, but it's a great battle between those two. And Lucas winning out on this occasion.
Well, will only be one kick in it again if he kicks this. Oh, he's missed this from 10 metres. That is match-losing stuff. You cannot miss them from there. And look at the anguish on the kid's face. But
well, he hasn't scored a major yet.
Well, I mean, that is, he's missed a couple of sitters.
He's kicked a few through the season. He's played 16 games, 55 goals, so he's capable, but just hasn't kicked them today.
Kicked 13 in the finals, but not today, as you said. Hemley, his teammate, has kicked it out of bounds on the full. So things not going the way of the Falcons at the moment. They've had plenty of the footy. Michael Polly, number 8, will take the free kick and retrieved by a member of the armed forces.
I hate to say it again, but that Lucas, Scott Lucas is a left footer, and what did he do? Hooked it through from behind.
But you're going to say it.
Oh, they do it all the time, left footers.
Marking contest out there. Stevens applies the tackle. That's Sam Stevens. And it's going to be a bounce on centre wing.
I can only remember one full forward, a left footer, and that'd be Sumich for a long, long time.
George Young.
Oh, he was a half forward, wasn't he, really?
Still a good full forward. It was Peake getting away the hand pass.
Not too many others, though.
Brian Kekovich.
What about from Geelong? George Ganninan, wasn't he a left footer?
It's Brian Kekovich.
Well, they're not too many, are they, for the numbers that played up forward?
Browning.
We just want to prove you wrong, Don.
Smith taps it over the line. No, the exception proves the rule. It's out of bounds again on the outer side in front of that stand, which is filling up rapidly. 10 points the difference. 14.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Mangan, good use of the body, tried to get it down to his teammate in Whittle, and again the umpire has blown the whistle. It's going to be a Geelong free kick. I think that's Peake, isn't it, with the football?
He's been a good player.
He has. He kicked the goal right on half time.
Oh, big mark. Is that Rocker?
It's a great grab. It is Rocker again. Rocker at centre half back.
He looks a clone of Severio.
He does, doesn't he? This is Adam Contessa. He's got a good turn of speed. Well, he'll need it here too. Just gets clear of his opponent. Kicks the ball up towards half forward. Opportunity now. That was Hood. Hemley again. Gives the hand pass away and he gets it to Nichols.
Nichols to centre wing. Oh, good use of the body. An excellent mark taken by Shane Clayton. We mentioned earlier his dad is former great field umpire, Ian Clayton. That was a beautifully judged mark. Just leant into his opponent. Here's another good mark. Man in front, you'd have to pay. It's a Northern mark.
Was that Rod Nichols from behind? It was Nichols, number 48. He had his hands on it.
Yes, a big leap from behind. Maybe he should have punched it.
Yes, Stevens, man in front. Oh, always pay the man in front when it's in limbo.
Stevens injured himself earlier.
So Danny Stevens, the top goal kicker of the year, goes for the torpedo punt. It's a booming kick to the square, and it's no mark as racing back after it was Himley, who was a pretty good player in the first half. All the
Pulling the changes on the bench. Mangan's gone off for Northern. Geelong are pulling one too. I think there was 17 going off.
Eddie's coming on. So Geelong bring it to the half-back line. Almost a mark. In fact, it was it paid? Not paid to Nathan Saunders. Racing after was Haydock, but it was out on the full. So it'll be Haydock's kick anyway, Dean Haydock. Well, he doesn't kick it. He elects to handball it instead. And Northern go forward again in the danger area. No mark. As umpire calls play on, and Richardson, free kick to Northern. As Geelong and cleared, the umpire has found a free kick to Northern in that pack. It'll be right in front of goal, 40 metres out.
Very athletic, some of these youngsters. Richardson showing his athleticism then as he attempted to mark, follow up with a second effort.
Let's see who's going to take this. Polly's going to collect it. Michael Polly, but he might be, he's transferring it back. And who's going to Winther, I think, to take the kick. Yes. Matthew Winther, number 1. Number 15, he's kicked one already. Now it looks like he might be going to the torpedo. Is he here? No, drop punt. And hooks it slightly and sneaks it through for one behind. So he's obviously not a long kick. Took 2 terrific marks in the second term, running back with the flight of the ball. Showed a lot of courage. There's still only 2 kicks in it. 12 points the margin in favour of Northern.
Kick in by Nichols, and he has been kicking in well. Certainly one of his fortes. This is Hemley, I think, who's got it, or had it. Hand pass to his teammate in Gorman. Player almost ridden into the ground there. Gives the opportunity to Smith. Son of another umpire. It's Kevin Smith's son. He also played last year. Gets another kick there. Quick kick out of the pack. Geelong with the numbers. Well, they had the numbers. Now Stevens a chance if he can pick it up. A couple of fumbles. Gives away the hand pass. The player gets dragged off it. Stevens again with the kick. And the mark is taken right down low by Contessa. Adam Contessa. Not the barefoot Contessa. He's got shoes on. But he's well within kicking distance, and he should be able to use them to good effect from there.
Very consistent rover, this youngster. It's a hard tackler. And also made the under-18 Metropolitan combined side in this year. There's Adam Contessa.
Well, a goal here would make it handy. For Northern, certainly. Distance won't be a problem for him. He likes that one too. He's got it.
Talk about a range of quality used cars and commercials. Talk about satisfaction.
My family bought 5 cars over 4 years. Great cars and great deals.
Talk about warranty.
2 years, unlimited kilometres and 24-hour roadside assistance.
Talk about Warrnambool Toyota.
For a quality used car with our own 2-year unlimited kilometre warranty, come to Warrnambool Toyota. We'd love you to talk about us. Everybody else is.
So Rocker versus Saunders, 18 points of margin. Someone has encroached into the centre square, so it'll be a kick to Rocker. And I think coaches would hate that, Don.
Well, you give the team the advantage. Rocker can kick the ball a mile too, so it'll go well into the forward line.
Now he brings it to the half-forward line. There's no mark to Winther. A hand pass given out wide by Paul Hood, and Geelong go towards centre wing. They need the next goal. Smith hooks it back to the half-forward line. Moorcroft waits for it, but it bounces and bets him over the line. Young Gary Moorcroft, his dad, his late dad, used to be the barman in Collingwood, a fantastic bloke, Georgie Moorcroft. Good to see his son out there and winning the Morris medal too. There's Hemley tapping at the ground.
Done well in the third quarter too, Moorcroft.
And there's Contessa with a quick hand pass. The hand pass in turn comes back to Polly, who's been quite impressive. The kick down towards half forward. The Geelong players are flying for marks instead of punching down there in defence. Now they go forward. There's Hemley with a quick hand pass, but they lose it to Contessa. Contessa, the little short chip pass. Tried to get it towards Kalija. He got a poor bounce. It knocked further field. It's all Northern at the moment as the kick comes straight up in the air towards the half-forward line. No one can take that wobbly ball. Still Northern as we see Winther chip it across to Smith. Smith races into goal. And, well, it's just kept back in play by Richardson. They probably should have let it go through. Here's Haydock. Tries to centre it. Intelligent play. Smith a quick kick at goal. And he's kicked it behind.
He started to lift his game a bit too, Smith, in the second and third quarters. Quiet the first, but he's a classy player.
Difference out to 19 points, and that's the biggest of the match so far. Paul Hood to bring the ball back for the Falcons. The umpire said he kicked over the line.
What, 2 centimetres?
Well,
they do this every week in AFL. They kick over that white line. They do it every kick.
But if you're going to kick over the line, you kick over the end one.
Yes, I know. I don't notice it.
That's right. So it's a bounce on the edge of the kickoff line. And Northern 19 points ahead.
That's
and
well
Richardson
done.
thumps it through for a rush behind.
Well, at least the game starts again. Good play by Richardson. He started. He's cross half forward for Geelong. Yes, and now he's full back, picking up Granger. Granger a real problem.
Granger's kicked 5 goals, and Richardson's going to kick in.
That's over the line.
Pretty close to it. Be a game man to penalise that, though, Peter McKenna, surely. Hand pass came from Contessa. He got it onto Smith.
That was smart play by Smith.
Oh,
he
yes,
really
good play.
did steady down, look for options. He had 2 out there, and he went for the longest one.
And this is Winther. Granger was calling for it in the square, and it's just a little bit too wide. He hooked it and threw for 1 behind. His opponent down there, Glenn Hanegraaff, number 11. Difference out to 21 points now, 7-8 to 10-11. And you sort of think that unless Geelong can get something moving quickly, they're going to lose this match.
They can't get it over the centre at the moment. It's all Northern who are working so hard. Still at half-forward now. Here's a free kick for holding the man, and it will go the way of Geelong. It will go to Sam Stevens. Stevens to centre wing, and a nice mark taken there by O'Meara. Stephen O'Meara brings it in towards half-forward. Up they go, and it's a mark again to Sam Stevens.
O'Meara came off the bench too, if my memory serves me correctly.
So Stevens to the half-forward line. They need someone to really take over for them. There's Smith. Nothing happening. Nothing happening for Geelong at the moment. Desperate side, Northern. By 21 points, so this 7.5 minutes, very, very vital, particularly as far as Geelong is concerned. The hit out comes towards centre wing, racing after it is Ducey. He loses it. Oh, good play. Hanegraaff, who kicked 2 goals early. Now a chance at the back, Lucas. Oh, good play also by Collins, who backed himself in. Away they go. Christian Pascoe kicks it towards centre wing. Taking the ball away is Caracella, running and bouncing the ball. He's looking for a hand pass. He finds it too, and he gives it to Polly. Polly races inside 50, sets sail for home, and that is brilliant play by Northern.
No matter what you or your employees do to avoid it, people can sometimes get hurt on the job, which is why you need the right work cover policy. Because MMI's workers' compensation provides rehabilitation programs as well as efficient claims handling, we'll help you lower your premiums and get your staff back on their feet sooner, proving there's nowhere safer than under our wing. Australia's MMI, the quality standard in insurance.
Michael Polly got the goal. Best passenger play from Northern today. Geelong swing into attack. Gorman's kick up towards half-forward, but that's as far as they're going. Mark taken by Clayton. Northern getting right on top. Whoa! Big mark! Morris medal winner. Pete spoke about his dad earlier.
Would have been mark of the year.
Adam Smith, Contessa, plays on. Well, they've got plenty of confidence now, Northern. You might almost say a sniff of victory. Richardson had it punched away at the last minute. Goes to his teammate in Hood. He's pressured down there by Haydock as the ball comes.
Can we have this as a late inclusion in one of the marks of the year? Maybe a free kick as he launched himself, but what a spectacular mark.
Warwick Kappa would have been proud of that, wouldn't he? The boundary throw in. Richardson does battle with Granger, and they'll run it out. It's Barr, who got it from Peake. Up towards the centre wing position now. Hand pass from Eddie. Comes down to Browning. Underneath it is Gorman. Umpire says no free kick. Not Granger, but Moorcroft right on the footy. Could have almost been penalised.
Geelong have got all their players up. There was only 2 in the 50-metre semicircle. Everyone else was up the ground. That's indicative of the way they're playing.
27 points the difference. 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter. The under-18s play 4 25-minute quarters, the old VFL style of timing. Not the 20 minutes plus time on. They need a goal here. Oh, Collins was the flyer.
Oh, that's holding the ball.
Caruso had it. Nick Barr races into goal and puts it through for a badly needed goal.
Well, that's his first, young Nick Barr.
8-8 to 11-11. 21 points the difference.
He actually changed the local from Grovedale.
See if you think this is holding the ball, by the way. You watch this. He's got plenty of time. Caught. Drops the ball.
Maybe dropping the ball.
There's no such rule as dropping the ball, Don. You should know. Holding the ball is the rule.
Well, anyway, it's all history now because Barr got the goal and they're back in this match.
So, centre of the ground. 8-8 to 11-11. Good tackling allows Adam Contessa to bring it to half-forward where the mark has been taken by Kalija. And looking down here, too good Rocker.
Resting in the forward pocket, Rocker. They're doing the change there.
Well, that's a big bone to step. Those 2 tall guys, Granger and Rocker, who could play in the square, take big marks.
Well, he's also got mobility on his side, Rocker. We saw his stats at half-time. Very, very impressive.
So Anthony Rocker has kicked 2.
He certainly made the distance as a thumping kick.
So Rocker kicks and drifts it to the right. 1 behind.
So Anthony Rocker getting a goal that would have been a very neat reply. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. The difference 22 points in favour of Northern. And Nichols kicking the ball clear of hand and foot. Another transgression. Umpire's going to bounce it again, is he? Well, he kicked it the required 2 metres, one would think. Maybe he went over the line. A little pedantic, perhaps. Nichols, a great kick too, number 48. We've seen him kick some beauties today. Richardson tries to thump it through. It's a goal, though. Kick down there by Winther.
Who helps stealing through the Steelers? Who helps cats go flying high? Who keeps our bowlers on the ball? Country League is walking tall with Australia's MMI. Keep playing our sailors on the ocean. They'll bring our surfers through the break.
Win, lose or draw, we're there every week with the sponsorship Australian sports people need. Why?
Because we're Australia's MMI.
Well, 4 goals for the margin as Northern go forward again through Haydock, and eventually it's forced to the line. But Northern has been all their quarter. A bit of an injury to Polly there. But
well, they've really dominated for 1.5, maybe 2 quarters, haven't they, Northern?
Have. Geelong had a purple patch for a while. They kicked 4 goals, but here's Smith receiving from the handball, brings it to half-forward, and
Winther
again, who's very strong overhead and throws himself at the ball. He's got a long kick, so he's moving it on quickly. That's good play. He's looking down there. Oh, Rocker's wearing number 11 now. As we see a quick kick by Granger. Oh, Granger's kicked another one. He's 6th. Well played. So those 2 tall guys, Dean Granger and Anthony Rocker, have been very dominant. 13-12, plays 8-8.
Here's the ball being moved on over the head of Rocker. Ball in dispute and a snap. Granger having a real day out today. That's his 3rd goal.
Hey, you've robbed him.
I'm sorry, 6 goals. Third goal in the third quarter, I should say.
Well, their full forward last year, Shannon Gibson, kicked 10 in the corresponding game. He's now playing with Hawthorn reserves.
56 to 90, so Northern maybe with a premiership lead now. Geelong really have to get a couple of quick goals late in this third quarter if they're to get back into this match. Collins racing for the football. He'll be quite content to cut it over for a rush behind.
Where's Lucas? Lucas was down forward.
Been a bit disappointing after a good start, Lucas. His kicking has let him down.
He must be at half forward. He's going back up there now. They're changing the ruckman at...
He's kicked 55 goals and hasn't been able to get onto one today. So in front again, taking the mark is Granger.
And Lucas standing the mark.
What's he doing down there? Tried to find O'Meara. Now Collins. And they run it away further. Northern player went down behind the play. Lowther. One-on-one duel down here. Richardson and Rocker. And they'll be content to take it over this time for a rush behind. That was by Paul Hood, the St Joseph's College captain. That's the player I mentioned. You'll find it's Lowther. He got collected as he got rid of the ball. Daniel Lowther played in their premiership side last year. Maybe he'll make it 2 in a row. 57 to 91. Oh. Now you'd have to say he almost went over the line as well.
Not almost, he was a metre over. Why pay one?
So a little bit of inconsistency there, but if you're going to kick over the line, as I said, kick over the end line, not the sideline, and they can't ping you.
They don't notice it.
That's right. So it's a bounce just outside 50, half forward for Northern. Look as though they're going to make it 2 in a row. Hemley, number 21, up high, loses it out. Mangan gives away the hand pass. Shot at goal comes in. That was from, was it Carosella? One behind.
Contessa. It's a good build of a guy, Adam Contessa.
Mangan back on the ground. He was taken off earlier in this quarter.
57 to 92 now. Well, that's a good kick. Granger again. And he really is making every poster win a peak. Gives away a hand pass.
Play across to Stevens.
It's on centre wing. Stevens, it's Sam Stevens. Ducey with number 23. Kick comes down towards the centre half forward position. Marking contest down there, and Adam Smith picks it up.
A quick kick. A one-on-one contest down here. Richardson caught by Rocker. Good desperate play by Rocker for a big man.
It's good to see Richardson putting himself in front too, Peter. Rocker a bigger man, but Richardson, I'm very, very impressed with this fellow. Very impressed.
Incidentally, John Batty is doing his last game as the runner for the Northern Knights. He had a stint at Collingwood in the first, seconds and thirds as a runner. And this is his last game for the Northern Knights. A job well done to John Batty. Number 9 for Geelong Falcons is Jeremy Dyer. Gets it across to Hanegraaff, who kicked 2 goals. Back it comes to Dyer, and Dyer bombs it in long towards the half-forward line. Nothing's been happening up there, and once again, they're too good. Shane Clayton rings it towards centre wing. The Geelong go for it. He's tried his heart out, Clinton Peak. It's at half-forward. They're still going on with it, the Cats.
Too high, sure.
Scott Eddy. Look at the desperation as the siren sounds to end the third term, where it was all Northern Knights at three-quarter time here at the MCG in the grand final of the under-18 competition. Northern 13 goals 15, 93, lead Geelong 8-9-57.
The biggest match of the year, the AFL's grand final, coming soon.
I was drunk.
There was an accident.
I was drunk.
But you didn't mean to.
Hello, I'm Debbie Finn, announcing the Sovereign on South Bank by Central Equity, Melbourne's latest prestige development here on exciting South Bank. This brand new 13-level building offers 2, 3 and 4-bedroom apartments with superb recreational facilities on site and excellent 360-degree views. The Sovereign on South Bank assures easy access to all entertainment, shopping and education precincts. Phone this number for further information and where to inspect models and plans.
Out here, things have to be tough to survive. But you won't find any strain on a McVilly timber fence. McVilly treated pine lasts a lifetime, so you can protect your investments and other little valuables around the farm. McVilly timber will outperform almost everything else you buy for your farm. Yep, even you, old fella. And wouldn't you know it, McVillies, they deliver too. Remember, McVilly treated pine lasts a lifetime.
Looking to update your motoring and improve your lifestyle? You need to go where power meets style, where ease of driving and peace of mind is the key, where the power has surged, where escape is not just a dream, where hard work is made easy, where the future is redesigned and redefined, and where service standards are recognized as amongst the highest in the region. Where? Ballarat Toyota, where you can really negotiate a deal. Ballarat Toyota, where they want your business and they are prepared to pay for it.
On September 15, Amblin Entertainment and Universal Pictures presents...
Fred Flintstone, you've arrived.
The Flintstones.
As winter takes hold, so do the coughs and colds. Who can help? Your local Chemmart chemist can. From big winter sneezes to little winter sniffles, with Chemmart cold and flu capsules that offer fast relief free from drowsiness. Or the Chemmart range of cough mixtures that help dry up those winter sniffles, ease congestion and soothe that troublesome cough. This winter relax, knowing that Chemmart winter remedies will help soothe cold and flu symptoms for all your family. We're more than just a chemist, we're a Chemmart.
Golden Point welcomes you to our new coin pokies. There's nothing like the sound of cash when you collect. Come enjoy the excitement of Ballarat's most entertaining club. Golden Point, Geelong Road, Ballarat.
Welcome back to Grand Final Day 1994. That's the magnificent views from the Regent Hotel in Melbourne, from the Yarra to the Rail Yard Fair and back on to the MCG, which is fast filling, especially the members areas. Terrific day. The grand final itself due to start at 2:30. Right now we're at three-quarter time in the VSFL Under-18s grand final, and Northern Knights look like making it two in a row. A terrific quarter in which they kicked 6 goals 10 to the 3 goals 2 of the Geelong Falcons, who won the title in 1992. So Knights into the big chance. Don't forget, big sport coming up on 7 from the mountain tomorrow. The Tooheys 1000. You'll see it live and exclusively on 7 Sport from 8 o'clock. Check your local guides there for our telecast times. And the Australian Indoor Tennis Championships. Can Pat Rafter or Jason Stoltenberg become the first Aussie since Jeff Masters in 1976 to win it? Big field there. The defending champion, Jaime Isiger, Ivanisevic, Becker, Lendl, Gustafsson, and you'll see the action on 7. Check your local guides for our telecast times. Let's go to Matty Campbell on the boundary.
Thanks very much, Peter. And what a fantastic game it's been by these youngsters. Some of the skills magnificent. And you can see why that Victoria dominate the Teal Cup when they come out of this magnificent under-18 competition, as did the Norwich Rising star, Chris Scott. It's just been a magnificent game.
It's Chris Scott, of course, coming up through the ranks. Norwich Rising star winner this year for Brisbane. What a future he has. So the final quarter just about to get underway. 13-15 to 8-9. And really, it's pretty hard to see the Falcons getting up from here. They were the stats in the third quarter. A big quarter by the Northern Knights. As I said, they kicked 6 goals 10.
Look at the marks, Pete. 22-5. That just shows how much they controlled the game.
And the kicks 28-53.
Incidentally, 2 players from this competition, Travis Ruck from Bendigo Pioneers and Mark Brebner from Eastern, will be playing for North Melbourne reserve side in the grand final today, Pete.
Big effort. So the final quarter of the VSFL Under-18 grand final for 1994. 93 plays 57, and Geelong needs something to happen quickly. Can Peter Bird give it to them? Kicks down towards half forward. Lowther got underneath the ball. Still he goes, Lowther. That might be a free kick. It will be a free kick.
They need 2 or 3 really quick goals to put the pressure on, don't they?
Can you really see them getting back, though?
don't think so. You never know. Funny game.
Actually, he's not a bad kid. The nearly one took it there. O'Meara, as a goal goes through.
That's Nick Barr, I think he kicked his second. He kicked one in the third quarter. And that's his second. So that's just the start that Terry Bright would have wanted to try to get them back into this match. 9-9 now to 13-5, and that makes the difference back to an even 5 goals.
I find it interesting trying to pick talent, and one fellow that does impress me is another fellow just about to take him. He nearly held it then. O'Meara is now playing in the ruck. He's got a lot of bounce in his step, but there's Barr going through and kicking Geelong. They badly needed this. Now O'Meara's in the ruck now.
Now, Hemley, the big thump. Oh, they look as though they mean business in this term. It's the last-ditch effort for Geelong. It is a grand final, of course, as we see Jeremy Dyer trying to crash through the pack for Geelong, but can't do so. So, as I said, they need 2 or 3 quick ones just to give themselves some sort of chance.
That's Adam Smith getting up with the ball, number 5 for Northern.
Gavin Della, son of Billy Della, and Jared Canazay. The big thump is Smith. Adam Smith kicks to the wide open spaces. The race is on. The man to get there first for Northern Knights is Adrian Ducey. He kicks wide. Oh, good attempt. And that was by
Gorman.
Yeah, it was Gorman. It was a good effort. So centre wing. Number 20 for Northern is Danny Stevens. The quick kick comes up towards the half-forward line. Oh, good play by Granger as he gets it wide, and racing in towards goal is Stevens. He chips it in low, and he has missed. But beautiful football by Granger to get it out to him.
Stephen also moves pretty well.
Danny Stevens has played VSFL with Sydney and Fitzroy. 9-9 to 13-16, 31 points the difference. These sides play 4:25-minute quarters. That's Mangan, I think, with the mark. Yes, he has, in front of Hemley.
Played last year in their premiership side.
And started off well today too, Mangan. He was very noticeable in the first quarter.
Rocker, see, second effort, good effort.
Rocker, wearing now number 11 Guernsey. I guess he's other one, which was normally 45. Maybe he had blood on it or something.
No, he
was
got it
ripped in that tackle, wasn't it? That's right. Oh, he's hurt his hand too.
Still pretty cool in Melbourne, so that would hurt. Hope he's okay. He's played particularly well, Rocker.
He's come into it, Smith, hasn't he?
Yeah, slow start.
Quarter. Yeah, first quarter wasn't much, but...
also played in their premiership side last year. And speaking of umpires, he's the son of Kevin Smith, who bobs up occasionally in that infamous shot with Robbie Muir. Tried the torp. Didn't quite get onto it. Rocker, has he got the mark from behind, or is it the man in front?
The man.
Oh, goodness me.
Well, we're not in the right position here.
Oh, come on.
I posed the question. I wasn't certain myself.
It's a Geelong mark. It's got to be, doesn't it?
No.
Yeah,
the umpire,
come on.
No, the umpire in the right position have played the right decision, Peter.
You reckon?
My word, he did.
No, I'll go with Scotty on this one. Ooh. Well, we'll take another look at it perhaps later. Rocker. Directly in front. That's what Geelong didn't need, a goal.
Tonight, 10 Top Guns return for a special Champions edition of Man O' Man.
Well, our contestants are guaranteed crowd pleasers.
Who wins, who swims? Man O' Man, tonight on Prime. Saturday nights on Prime is that special time of the week for everyone.
I think my prostate's better.
An hour oozing with charm.
Buy yourself a decent car, get out of those holdings.
It's Mulray making waves, 8:30 tonight, right here on Prime.
Peter McKenna still not entirely convinced, but Rocker has the mark and goal.
Well, he got first grab, I think, yeah. Still, it's a good effort. Their big men have killed him, Rocker and Granger. Moorcroft, caught one across the nose. Racing forward for Geelong is Hanegraaff. Mangan is there. Geelong desperately trying to get something going. Smith kicks it away to the half-back area and then races after it. Handballs, and there's Moorcroft, who copped a high one, and it's handballed over the line.
Yeah, I think he's pretty tough, Moorcroft. Morris medal winner.
So it's at centre wing. 21 for Geelong. Was a very good player early, Chris Hemley. Stevens doing the ruck work. It's hooked back towards centre wing. In racing after it is Stevens. Keeps it in fact. and it's knocked further afield. They do a lot of the hard things, Northern, don't they?
Well,
A lot of
the
team
very
things.
dour side, Peter, is quite evident. I've mentioned throughout the commentary that they really do tackle hard. And Henley here in the ruck, number 21, started at centre half back, and very, very impressive was Henley. That he's have to go into the ruck to cover a deficiency.
It's going to be a Geelong free kick. Hanegraaff chips it in short. Browning. It was BOG last week. Browning from midfield. Kick up towards half forward. Lucas got his hands on it. Couldn't complete the mark. 13 goals in the final, but not one today. And again, the numbers. Ducey. This guy's played well, hasn't he? Peak. Kicked a good goal just before half-time. Fumble there by Dyer might be costly. Comes out to Poggy. Poggy's first quarter was pretty good. Rocker again.
See the way he can do that. That's excellent.
Good mover for a big man. Hand pass to Contessa. Gets it on to Haydock. Ridden into the ground. Rocker goes again. Out comes his teammate in Winther, who doesn't lack anything in courage. Up towards Granger. Unloads with a 25-metre hand pass. Moorcroft seems to have recovered from that knock. He gets clear of Peak. Chips the ball in short. Mark not taken down there by Clayton. Butters up well. Henley cannons into him. Now it's fed off by Collegia. Moorcroft again. Across his body. Granger in front. Can't complete the mark. Tries to tie it up underneath his opponent down there. In comes his teammate in Winther. And it's going to be a bounce. Northern leading by 38 points. And we've got under 19 minutes left in this, the final quarter of the VSFL Under-18s Grand Final. Punch away came from Saunders. Geelong desperately needing something to happen in the final quarter. They need goals and they need them quickly. This is Hemley. Gives away the hand pass that is taken by Tony Brown. But, oh, gee, they're going the long way home, the Falcons. The direct way is the way to go. Browning has it now. Oh, fumble. Is that Colville back on the ground, is it?
He's not fit.
No, he had a hamstring problem at training on Thursday night, Bird. He spent a lot of time on the bench. This is Nick Barr. He's kicked a couple of goals.
Yes, he's kicked 2 goals. A low trajectory kick. Oh, but they're too good in defences. Clayton takes a good, strong mark. He gets into the half-back line. He's been a good player. Collins. They're doing... Oh! Pascoe kicks it and is flattened
by Richardson.
I think that'll be a report, to be quite honest. And let's see if the umpire reports him. He's not going to. Oh,
I don't mind that, kid. I think he's all right, Richardson. He's a real competitor, and
Pascoe's not.
Was that a charge or what? Fair dinkum. There's the mark, a good mark. Excellent mark taken by Danny Stevens, way out there at half forward. Now, he's got a loose man in the pocket. Oh, he waited for it, but he got there all right. That's Blake Caracella. They've been far too good, Northern. Very strong, determined side. They had one bad patch where Geelong got on top. Now he chips it in short. And the mark has been
Moorcroft, I think.
By Colville. The 2 redheads there, Colville and Moorcroft. He chips it further afield, and away they go. Geelong, that was from Nichols, way down towards half forward, and socket off the ground, back towards the centre of the ground. Players going hard up. Gee, I've been impressed with him. Number 17, Clinton Peak, has he been a goer for Geelong in a losing side. Number 3, cop one high. That's Tony Brown, who's faded out of the ground the play a little bit. Kicked a goal early.
I was interested. They're very disciplined, these youngsters. I see Mangan's gone back onto Richardson at full forward. Now Brown, his man, who's the fullback, Collins, was up around centre when that free kick was given away. So it's good play by those youngsters. Mature football.
Well, Geelong go forward again. Oh, brilliant mark. That's taken by Blake Caracella. Gee, they're playing good football now, Northern. He plays, oh, that's dangerous play across the ground. Oh, there he is again. Gee, he's been good. Clinton Peak has a shot at goal and has missed it. But in a losing side, that young kid has battled his heart out. Clinton Peak
has played with Geelong and Collingwood in the VSFL.
But plays first 11 cricket for Geelong. So a bit of an all-rounder.
He's got to make a decision on his sporting career, I guess, like so many youngsters do. A left footer. I wonder if he bowls or bats the left as well. Mark taken by Michael Polly, and I've been impressed with him too. Attempted mark there by Adam Contessa. Play on as the call, picked up by Brown. Gets it over to Hemley, who started well but has drifted out of the play a little bit. And a good mark to Lowther, who lacks nothing in courage. Lowther from right half-back flank towards centre wing position. Adam Smith again for Northern started slowly, but he's been pretty good. That wasn't a good kick, though. It's out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will be going down there to the Knights.
Geelong, incidentally, could bring on Peter Johnston, one of their selectors. He'd kick a few goals for him.
Who, Peter? He is the worst kick I've ever seen.
This is Simon Fletcher. He's the son of Gary Fletcher, Geelong's football manager. Mark is taken by Scott Eddy.
The assistant coach of Geelong, incidentally, we know the coach of Terry Broad, assistant coach of Murray Whitcomb, who was a terrific wingman for many games for the Cats.
A real Geelong flavour there, isn't there? Bright, Johnson, Whitcomb.
Yes, all good players. Marsh.
Well, I suppose there's a Collingwood flavour with the Northern Knights.
Yes.
We've got Max Richardson, Keith Burns.
This is Scott Lucas with the mark anyway. And we saw a bit of him earlier. He took a great mark, Ablett-esque almost, but he missed a sitter in the third quarter from about 25 metres out.
Now he's a left footer, Pete. I've had a go at him about hooking the ball. Let's see if he does it again.
I think he might have got his first goal, has he? No, he can't buy one.
What did he do? Hooked it. These left footers. I don't want to put the moz on.
Oh, you've been doing it all day.
1 goal,
it's
3.
Amazing how often they hook it to the right.
65 to 101. Punch away down there by Baxter. It's picked up by Christian Pascoe, the vice-captain, joint vice-captain. He copped a hefty knock about a couple of minutes back, but he seems to be okay. That's Browning. Nigel Browning from Torquay, missed on ground last week, kicks to half forward.
So here they go again with the hand pass. Contessa gets it wide to Ducey. Northern looking far more dangerous when they go into attack. Courage by Moorcroft. Oh, look at that for great play. Well played by Gary Moorcroft. Brilliant goal.
Well, he's got market.
By the Morris Medal winner, Gary Moorcroft, and I know his late dad, Georgie Moorcroft, knew very well that Collingwood would have been very, very proud of that effort.
Yes, a terrific goal. The Morris Medal, he's got the mark of the day, certainly, and the play of the day as well. I said he was pretty tough, and he's certainly been one of their best players this afternoon, and what will be a win. This is Matthew Winther. Kicks up to Granger, couldn't take the mark. Has a snap at goal just the same. Oh, I think he might have kicked it.
No,
or has he missed? Hit the post. Oh, that would have been his 7th. He's kicked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals so far. Dean Granger, son of a former bomber, Gary Granger.
Bronco Granger. Wasn't a bad player either. Used to frighten the hell out of Don Scott.
And you? Kick in. That's a good kick in as well. That might be a free kick against Brown. Ducey's in there, number 23, so too as Mangan. Tries to get a hand pass away. Pushes his opponent dead set in the middle of the back. Temper's becoming just a little bit frayed out there. Take it easy, boys. There's no sense in getting reported now this late in the game. And it's going to be a free kick. That's Nick Barr who's going to take it. He's kicked a couple of goals. Well, they need more. Much more.
Well done, Rocker.
Well, they're not going to get back into this match, you would think now. That's Polly. He's been busy, hasn't he, Pete?
Oh,
Michael Polly.
He's got a lot of talent.
This is Smith, who's been very prominent, especially after quarter time.
You know who he reminds me of? Tony Shaw, Smith.
Contessa, long kick, just off target, I think, and one behind.
He's a better kick than Tony Shaw, but he's a similar player.
He's a similar type of player. He certainly knows where the ball's going. It'd be interesting whether he's got a future in football.
15-19. Well, the scoreboard tells the true story, I think. 34 effective scoring shots, and they're doing it on the bit now, the Northern Knights.
Well, everyone thought Greg Williams was too slow for league football, and he's won 2 Brownlow medals. Probably the best player in the competition. Now, here's Mangan towards half forward, taken by Colwell. I'm sure he's playing with a hamstring injury. That man there is Rod Nichols, who started off at full back, kicks it wide, and he finds Kane Marsh.
They certainly do look ordinary if you're not winning the ball, and Geelong at the moment look very, very ordinary. But they are better than what they're showing.
Well, they had one real purple patch. That's a good mark to Jeremy Dyer.
In actual fact, Peter, they were in front at quarter time.
So Sam Stevens kicks it forward for the Cats. It'd be nice to see them finish with a couple of goals. Now here's Richardson. Picks it up and kicks it goal and has kicked a behind.
He's a big lad, Richardson. I reckon he's got a future.
So 15-19 to 9-12. It's like being a good victory this to Northern for their second premiership in a row. Here's Dean Haydock receiving, brings it to centre wing, and the mark has been taken way out there by Matthew Collins. Now Collins transfers play to Smith. Smith, a very clever play, gets it to Mengen. Mengen on the left boot, brings it in towards half forward, hoping someone can take a mark. He was actually looking for Danny Stevens up there. Winther, a quick kick to the pocket. Racing back with a flight of the ball was Moorcroft. Couldn't take it under severe pressure. And it's still in play. In fact, as Granger goes in after it, it's dragged off the ball. Free kick to Granger. And he'll kick for goal number 7. So Dean Granger has been an excellent player.
Free kick was against Nathan Saunders.
He's a great big guy too. He's got the height.
6 goals he's kicked.
Right on the boundary line. It starts to swing back. And it's one behind only as it flicks off the fingers. And a behind to Northern. 15-20 to 9-12.
It's interesting, Peter, just to see how many of these guys actually go on, because we did this game last year. Chris Johnson played, and also Jared Malloy in the grand final. They've certainly made their mark. We mentioned about Shannon Gibson before. He was outstanding last year.
And
he's at
a boy called
Leckes, also at Hawthorn. Both at Hawthorn. So it'll just be interesting to see how many guys actually progress, because it's an interesting age these fellows are at as far as their football development is concerned. Some do it easy, and then you might have the late maturer.
Yes. This is Michael Polly. We've been impressed with him, as we mentioned. His teammate there, contested number 6, wasn't far behind him in the race for the ball. But they've been pressuring all day since quarter time, the Northern Knights. This is Rocker.
Be interesting to see whether he's got a future in football.
Well, on today's display, Don, you'd have to say he has a big future.
Look at that.
Plenty of talent.
Look at that.
The kick out towards centre half forward. Whittle. It's whittled into the ground. Number 26 is Marsh. It's very much like Nick Barr, actually. Nice sidestep. Well played.
That's surely a free kick.
Mark taken by Haydock. Smith. Hand pass could have been a little bit better to Godden.
His eye on the ball, Godden.
Going through solidly Brown. No mark taken on centre wing. It's Northern with the numbers, though. It's picked up by Luke Godden. And a little bit too hot down there for Winther. It's out of bounds at left half forward for the Northern Knights. He comes up a bit proppy too, predictably. 15-20 to 9-12. 66 plays 110, and we've got under 9 minutes left in this under-18s VSFL Grand Final for 1994. Breaking away with it is Danny Stevens. Knock away by Granger. Looking for a free kick was Baxter. He gave one away before himself, and the ball beats Haydock over the boundary line. I think the whistle might have already gone, has it?
Well, the emergency umpire's gone out. Is he going to report a player? No, he's not. He's just gone out and spoken to Rocker and also Hemley.
This should be marked by Brown. It is. Just up from the back pocket. Oh, he slipped over at the crucial moment. Gets it over the head of Stevens. Now comes down to Gavin Colville.
Oh, he can't run.
He comes from Colac and is the leading possession gatherer for the Falcons this year. But
that's a throw.
He can't run with that hamstring injury.
Well, he's been a big loss, hasn't he? The fact he copped that early in the game too.
Rod Nichols, the last to get up from that entanglement.
In fact, the truth of the matter is he probably played with it.
True. That was against Stevens. And Nichols, we've seen, can kick the football, and that's a good one.
So here they set themselves for a mark on centre wing. In desperate stakes. Have mentioned that it's been a very good, hard game, this. High standard. We've come to expect that from this competition. That was John Collegio, number 26. Smothered off the boot. He's got all the skills. Here's Colville. Courageous effort. Oh, he's hurt too. Copped another knock on the leg. Unbelievable. You've got a sore spot, they'll find it. Jeremy Dyer towards half forward. It's thumped away. That was by Clayton. Back towards half forward. Here's a chance. Racing in for Geelong is the interchange player in Marsh, and eventually Christian Pascoe races it over the line for a behind. And finally, they've taken him off. I told you, he caught one right in that crook leg.
It's sad, but it happens, as you said.
I don't think it's deliberate, do you, Pete?
Carosella.
Keith Burns wouldn't coach that way anyway. Carosella, number 24, and eventually it's chipped across, and the mark taken by Godden.
He's done well. Marking contest, and that's Richardson. Don spoken at length about him.
Yes, I like this fellow.
5 VSFL games already. Comes from Warrnambool, 18 years of age, and obviously a big future in the game. But the Falcons have just run out of something. I'm not quite sure what.
You mentioned earlier about fellows being drafted. In actual fact, last year there were 32 out of the 66 players drafted came from this competition. And they're going to expand it again. They've just introduced the country because it was a metropolitan competition initially. They've introduced the country sides. And they're also in 1995, they're going to expand it with another 2 teams. There's 10 teams at the moment as he goes goalward.
That's Jeremy Dyer, and it's a goal.
Ever since our humble beginnings in 1914, MMI has protected Australians in small business and big business, in their work and even at play. Today, with 80 years' experience, there's nowhere safer than under our wing. Australia's MMI, the quality standard in insurance.
Jeremy Dyer kicking his first goal, and Geelong trying to add some respectability to their score, but it's going to be the Knights again. Smith kicked to half forward.
Actually, it's a good effort when you consider that this team changes every year, and for the Knights to come up again, you've got to really take your hat off to the coaching staff out there to prepare these boys. There's a lot of new faces out there.
This is Powell. Robert Powell. Kick looks pretty good. He's got it. He's played 1 VSFL senior game in the 2s, as we would call them, with Collingwood in this year. 16-20 now, 2-10-13.
And young Robert, you see on screen, he played in North Heidelberg's premiership side in the Diamond Valley competition a couple of weeks ago. And they're a very strong club, North Heidelberg. And I played cricket, I said earlier in the game, against his old man, Robert, who was a very good left-arm Chinaman bowler.
I tell you what, 2 premiership sides in one season.
Not a bad effort, is it? No, great effort. So the bounce of the ball, big thump down towards the half-forward line. Good, desperate play, even at this stage of the game by Kalija, out wide, but the mark is taken there by Marsh, who's done well since coming on the ground. And he brings it in towards the half-forward line. No mark to Richardson. Is that high? Yes. Too high, that tackle. So it will be a kick going down there to the captain, Scott Taylor, who took a couple of screamers early in the game. He's kicked 1 goal.
Second in the Falcons goal kicking this year.
Stevens going off for Northern. Coming on as the ruckman, Stephen O'Meara.
So Scott Taylor for his second. And he might have snuck this one in, has he? Yes, he has. 2 goals to the captain, Scott Taylor, and just making their score look a little bit more respectable. 79 players, 116 with 4.5 minutes of play left. Don?
Yes, well, there's Scott, mature player. Took some terrific marks in the second quarter, as Peter mentioned, but that's a good captain's goal.
Mark of the day certainly will go to Gary Moorcroft, the Morris medal winner. He took a beauty. Absolute screamer, a bit like Warwick Kappa. 16-20 to 11-13 now. Getting it out of the centre. Brown, well, he would have got it out of the centre had he not been virtually coat-hangered there.
Still a good tackle, strong stuff.
They'll take the free kick. On to Gorman, Jared Gorman. His brother plays with the Sydney Swans. He's on their list. Well, the Falcons doing a little bit better. That's a goal.
Coming from the captain again, Tony Brown.
Scott Taylor it was it, who kicked it? I think it was Taylor. So he's got his third. just a little bit too late now. 12-13 to 16-20. That's 85 to 116. Not a thrashing, but they just gave them too big a break, Pete, didn't they, in the third quarter?
They certainly did. Their score's starting to look a little bit better now as we see Rocker. Oh, the big thump by Anthony Rocker down towards half forward. On to Mengen it comes, and Mengen bombs it in towards full forward. One-on-one contest. Granger couldn't take the mark. He's down there contesting the ball with Nathan Saunders, number 34 for Geelong. Granger, incidentally, has kicked 6 goals. So it's been a good victory this for Northern, because Geelong at one stage kicked 4 goals in a row to hit the front by 2 goals early in the game. Northern have fought back hard. That was Polly. He's very impressive. Further afield to Simon Whittle. Whittle to half forward, and up go the big arms of Rocker, but he has it taken away by Tony Brown. Brown chips it into the centre of the ground, and this is the interchange player, Sam Stevens, kicking it down towards the half forward line. Richardson waited for it. It's knocked away by Clayton. Number 24 racing after it is Carosella. Oh, he's been good, as I mentioned, Peak. Richardson again. Here's a kick, and I think this was Taylor again, round the corner for a goal.
Yes, Scott Taylor.
Holden's 4x4 Rodeo, the leading one-tonner designed to make light work of any job. The Rodeo's got what you want from just $21,999. A strong 2.6-litre petrol or superpower with 2.8-litre diesel. It comes with a longer wheelbase and the biggest tray. While power steering, 16-inch wheels and limited slip tip keep the power on the ground. Drive the Holden Rodeo at your local dealer, David Reed Ararat, Callaghan Warrnambool and Reynolds Holden Portland.
Back by Geelong Falcons, but just too late. Moorcroft, that was the 4th goal, incidentally, kicked by Scott Taylor. 3 have come in this last quarter.
I mentioned that Clinton Peak too, and he's playing first 11 cricket for Geelong tomorrow, and he's an All-Australian under-17 cricketer. What a talent.
Well, as I said, tomorrow, one of the guys who's got to make a decision on his future. It's pretty hard to combine footy and cricket the way it's played these days. That was Haydock. Geelong come away again. Well, you've got to give great credit to the Falcons, because they haven't thrown in the towel. This is Tony Brown with the mark.
Well, you've got to also give credit to the Northern side, because this Geelong side look impressive. They can get a run on, a bit like their senior team. They kind of steamroll you, but Northern, what they've done is really harassed. They've tackled hard, especially on that half-forward line, and they've really reduced this. There's Richardson, a good mark.
No mark. Originally got the kick down. Nick Barr has kicked the goal. And Nick Barr's kicked his 3rd. And you'd have to take a quick look at the scoreboard and say, well, 20 points the difference. It's too late now, but what a great comeback by them. They just kept plugging away and plugging away.
Things are happening for them now.
Yes, but also that score's really not indicative of the domination of this Northern side. But how often do you see the side in control like Northern, and they just relax, and there's respectability being added to the scoreboard, but really Northern have controlled 3/4 of this game.
So a minute and a half left, only 20 points the margin as big Rocker, Anthony Rocker, belts it forward, but Geelong, oh, here they go again. This is good play as they bring it from half-back down across the half-forward line again, and a mark taken by Richardson. Don't tell me they're going to kick a couple more late ones. Richardson way out, 60 metres from goal. Bombs it in towards the pocket. They need someone to take a mark. It hits the deck. Here's a chance. Oh, racing into goal. Eddie put it through for another one. 14 points the difference.
Well, I thought Richardson a little slow getting back on the mark. He could have gone back quicker and done a better kick down to Lucas, but there may be a free kick there, but he very close to the man on the mark. Really didn't go back far enough. It wasn't a good kick off the boot, and went down Lucas's way. You can see Lucas a full forward, but then again, Eddie, well done.
7 goals they've kicked this quarter, the Geelong Falcons. Unfortunately, they're not going to win the match. But as I said a few moments back, a terrific fight back by the guys. This is Michael Polly, certainly one of the best players in the Northern lineup this afternoon. He's been going for 4 quarters. It's a foot race out there. Marsh is leading in the race, but it beats he and also Adrian Ducey over the boundary line for a throw-in on centre wing. Good finish by the Falcons. As I said, they're not going to win it. The Northern Knights will win their 2nd successive premiership. Mangan knocks that one clear. Trying to pick it up is Tony Brown. He does pick it up, but he's out of bounds in front of Danny Stevens, and once again it will be a throw-in with only 19 seconds left in this match now. No time on. 4 25-minute quarters the under-18s play. And so it will be a victory to Northern. Mangan and Hemley. Hemley started well, palms that one down. Trying to crash his way through is Tony Brown. He gets collared. Moorcroft comes in. There is the siren. Northern have won the VSFL under-18s flag for the second year in succession, scoring 16-21, 117 to Geelong, 15-13, 103. A 14-point win. Terrific comeback by the Falcons in the last quarter, but the break was just a little bit too much, Doc.
Yes, it was, Peter, and you know, they're a classy side. We mentioned that in commentary, Geelong, but they just weren't allowed to get that free-flowing game going, and obviously they play that type of game. But that side, Northern, they're very, very jubilant. They shut them down the only way you can, and that is by really harassing. I don't know anyone or any team that can stand up to real harassment. They were particularly good across half-forward, Northern, and they really did do a good job. Matthew Campbell's got to someone down on the ground. Matthew.
Thanks very much. Down on the ground with me is Gary Moorcroft. Congratulations, 2 premierships in 2 years.
Yep, great thrill for the boys. And I'd like to thank Harvey too. We all put it together for Harford, got injured last week. Great effort.
Now, Gary, Morris Murdoch winning, congratulations, a premiership, and probably also Mark of the Year as well, mate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm just thrilled, mate.
And obviously you're going to celebrate well, but what's in store for next year for yourself?
Hopefully get drafted, yeah.
Well, good luck in the draft, and hopefully you'll all go well and all get drafted, and I'll let you go back with the team.
Thanks.
Good on you, Matty. And the boys celebrating down there. Not much of him, Pete. Was his father as tall as that? Or?
He was much bigger, his father, but he played a number of games for Essendon reserves, second 18 this year. Young Moorcroft.
Must be a bit of a worry too for these kids. You know, their football future at stake. They've got to be drafted.
And he mentioned Daniel Harpert, probably their best player and best on ground in the Teal Cup competition, best player in the Teal Cup competition. Daniel Harpert didn't play today. Unfortunately, broke his ankle, and he was a big loss to Northern and a very, very talented player.
Saw him on crutches there, and there you see a very jubilant side. The tall fellow there, Dean Granger, did very, very well for 3 quarters. And Gary Moorcroft did well across half-back, but also,
well, speaking of
say the mark of the day,
Moorcroft, let's take a look at it if you've just joined us. A terrific grab. The Morris medalist this year, and very much like Warwick Kappa. Terrific grab. So he's got a premiership, Mark of the Year, and I think he's a pretty happy man. Matthew again.
Yeah, down with me as well as Dean Granger. Congratulations, Dean. 6 goals today.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Oh, the boys, just a great effort. We've got a party tonight.
Now, you got off to Geelong got off to a good start, and you had to come back. It was a great second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, we never panicked. We knew they were going to be tough. Just a great effort. Just can't believe it.
I can see you're pretty happy, lost for words. And also, just at the end, they sort of got a running towards the end, but they ran out of time.
Yeah, oh, well, that's part of footy. Shouldn't have stopped. We should have kept going. That's it.
And I asked Gary Moorcroft before about trying to get drafted. Obviously, you're looking for that yourself.
Just wait and see when it happens. Hopefully I will, but just have to wait and see.
Any preference?
No, wherever. I don't care. Just long as we get drafted.
All right, congratulations, and we'll let you get back to the team.
I guess he'd probably have a inkling maybe for Essendon with his father playing for the Bombers, but as he said, no real preference. The guys, well, they're prepared to go anywhere. Just
father.
All right, the presentation, the first of 3 today. The Premiership, the opening one in the VSFL under-18s. Northern Knights, the Premiers. Let's go down to Craig Willis in our presentation area.
Congratulations to the Northern Knights. And to make some presentations, would you please welcome Mr. Ken Gannon, the General Manager of the Victorian State Football League, to present the TAC Best Player Award, and the Director of the Transport Accident Commission, James McKenzie, to present the trophy to the captain, Adam Smith. The winning team, the Northern Knights.
Adam, on behalf of the 500 Victorians that work with me at the Transport Accident Commission, it's my privilege to present this trophy to you. Congratulations.
First of all, I'd like to thank TAC for their sponsorship. I've played in this competition for 3 years now. They've been a great support to all the sides. Without them, this competition just couldn't run. To Geelong, just I'd like to thank them very much for the game today. We had a lot of respect for Geelong, and they showed that, I think, when they kicked the last 5 goals of the game. To all our support staff, been tremendous over the year. Without them, the sides just can't run. To all our players, you've been fantastic. I'd like to congratulate every single one of you. And to all our supporters out here who've stuck with us all the way through the year. You're much a part of our side, as all the players are. Thanks very much. Keithy Burns.
The best player for today's game, Anthony Rocker.
I would just like to thank TAC, bad luck to Geelong, and to our boys, well done.
Well, congratulations. And I'd now like to invite the captain, Adam Smith, to lead his team on a lap of honour around the MCG.
Right, thank you, Craig. And Adam Smith speaking very well, the captain of the side, the second successive premiership won by the Northern Knights. And over the 4 quarters, certainly the better side on the day. Geelong came back well in the final term, kicking the last 5 goals of the match, but it wasn't good enough. And the Knights running out premiers, as I said, back-to-back titles for the Northern Knights. And let's congratulate their coach, too, Keith Burns, who's done a fantastic job with them. 16-21, 117 to 15-13, 103. We'll take a break from Grand Final Day 1994 and be back at the G in just a moment.
Bowlers on the ball, Country League is walking tall. With Australia's MMI, keep playing our sailors on the ocean. They'll bring our surfers through the break.
Win, lose or draw, we're there every week with the sponsorship Australian sports people need. Why?
Because we're Australia's MMI.
What sets Pontings apart from the rest? For a start, their staff know their products and can give informed, practical advice. They have a huge range of paint and accessories, everything you need for gardening, the right hand tool for every job, hardware galore, and power tools from top manufacturers to make your job easy. On top of that, Pontings service what they sell. Pontings have been doing it right since 1923. So shop with a tradesman shop. Pontings of Warrnambool.
As winter takes hold, so do the coughs and colds. Who can help? Your local Chemmart chemist can. From big winter sneezes to little winter sniffles, with Chemmart cold and flu capsules that offer fast relief free from drowsiness. Or the Chemmart range of cough mixtures that help dry up those winter sniffles, ease congestion and soothe that troublesome cough. This winter relax, knowing that Chemmart winter remedies will help soothe cold and flu symptoms for all your family.
We're more than just a chemist, we're a Chemmart.
Swinton's Furniture and Bedding Centre will open the door for you to style and quality for your home decorating. The door is always open at Swinton's Furniture and Bedding Centre, your first choice furnishing store. Say hello to big deals on quality pre-owned vehicles at Callaghan's Car Centre at Warrnambool. Top trade-in on the big range of hand-picked vehicles just right for you at genuine and affordable prices. That's what you'll find when you say hello to Callaghan's Car Centre, a name you can trust and rely on.
Call in and say hello to any of our experienced sales team. You can trust Callaghan's. We'll do a deal for you.
Say hello to Callaghan Car Centre. Go on, give them a call before you buy. You'll be glad you did.
Oh, this is the life. Open fireplace. A la carte menu 7 days a week. Great food and good wine. And now there are 35 Tats pokie machines and Club Keno in a sparkling new non-smoking gaming room. It's Midlands Golf Club. What's more, you could win a Barina just playing the Tats Pokies at Midlands. Just follow the signs. Tats Pokies and Club Keno. At Midlands, you're welcome.
So the first grand final completed on grand final day 1994. The Northern Knights back-to-back premiership 16-21 to 15-13 over the Geelong Falcons. Dean Granger was their major goal kicker. He finished up with 6. And for Geelong, Scott Taylor kicked 4 goals and Nick Barr kicked 3. Players still doing a lap of honour. In fact, they've just completed it now. But Don Scott, your thoughts on some of the up-and-comers in the game that we'll be seeing in action over the next few seasons?
Well, Peter, naturally enough, Rocker, because of his size, I think he's really got to come under contention.
And athletic too, isn't he?
Well, he is. I like his second effort, Peter, and at half-time there were some really interesting matchups. I thought that Collins, a full-back for Northern, was also good, but Lucas, his immediate opponent, although he had a quiet game, you know, he showed a little bit. Another fellow that stood out was Richardson. Now, he hasn't been selected in any of these camps. He wasn't a state or a teal cupper, but he also showed out. What about you, Peter? Did you see anyone?
Well, I liked a couple of Northern guys. Stevens, I think, is a good player. Number 20, I thought Matthew Collins showed promise. Number 30, because I was very impressed with Polly, number 8. I reckon he had a lot of skill.
The point is with
skill.
Well, they're good players now, but the point is what you've got to look for is maybe a future, and a lot of fellows around that size, are they going to go on? I mean, some people or boys mature much earlier, and consequently, you know, I like the Moorcroft. He was particularly, you know, showed a little bit of class, didn't he?
Well, he kicked the goal of the day and took the mark of the day. So
can't do much better than that, can it?
No, it was a very, very high standard game. But there's a goal kicked by Scott Taylor, the captain, who kicked 3. And well, they had far too many good players, Northern Knights, overall.
Well, they just didn't let those Geelong players get out and show what their true worth is. But there's Richardson. I like the way that he competes, even in that situation. And a guy like that, if he's got something like that competitive instinct, I believe you can mould something. And he's a tall fellow as well.
Well, this guy looks as though he could be a pretty good player. Jeremy Dyer, who kicked that one in towards the full forward area. There's Richardson quickly giving it off to Barr. I was very impressed with Geelong for Clinton Peake. Number 17. I said what a good cricketer he supposedly is, but I thought he worked hard in a side that was down. He battled his heart out all day.
4 quarters, Pete.
I thought he was fantastic, Pete.
Hannegraaff was another one. Although he didn't figure prominently, he did early in the game. He's an untidy kick, but he'll be an interesting prospect to see whether he can go on too and play football.
So the sets in the final analysis, as we take a look at them there, Northern Knights predictably on top in most departments. And with the Knights, apart from a couple of minor lapses, they were on top of Geelong for most of the day to run out convincing winners.
The player we do have to mention also, the man who was interviewed, was Dean Granger.
6 goals.
Kicked 6 goals, and he's got the height and the ability. There's Smith. Look at that third quarter, Donna.
Well, I thought he was good after quarter time, Peter, and he really did get into the game, didn't he? He's a typical Tony Shaw type player. He certainly knows where the ball's going. He's finished up with his 28 posies for the game. And there's the man that you like.
I liked him a lot. Look at that in the losing side. 11 kicks and 15 handballs, and in the third term when they were getting done, look, 2 and 7. He was terrific, that kid.
And Rocker, he had a big game, and look, that's vindicated. Look, 3 goals, 24 hit-outs, 15 kicks, and he also laid a number of tackles.
And Rod Nichols, well, he started off at full-back at a beautiful kick. He kicked a couple of times 60 or 70 metres out from full-back, and he certainly got promise.
Okay, there it is, the VSFL Grand Final. 1 down, 2 to go. Crowd building up here at the MCG. It's going to be a crackerjack afternoon. And of course, we're standing by now for the next match, the VSFL Grand Final, and that's between North Melbourne and Footscray. We'll take a break from the MCG. Back with more footy in just a moment.
Coming up, the curtain raiser to the big one. Footscray and North Melbourne in the VSFL Grand Final.
This program was proudly brought to you by MMI Insurance, Mitre 10, Mitsubishi, Work Cover and the TAC. If you drink then drive, you're a bloody idiot.
This is Prime Television.
your local station.
This program is proudly brought to you by MMI Insurance, Mitre 10, Mitsubishi, Work Cover and the TAC. If you drink then drive, you're a bloody idiot.